And Michael was always looking ahead to what was next. He was always kind of envisioning the next play. And he said during the timeout, he said, Stockton's going to come double team me, so be ready. And I looked way more confident in that shot than I really was. I was like, oh my God, okay. But I just said, you know what, just fire away. And that's, I mean, that's the...
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone, and welcome to the end of the month videos. If you guys have been hanging around this channel for a while, then you will know that we went through NB 80s, NB 90s to its completion, and as promised, now we're going to check out NBA Open Court. Now, hopefully, these don't get blocked. Fully expect these to be copyright claimed and all that good stuff, but I haven't tested these if they're gonna get blocked yet or not, and this is the only way to find out. So let's do this. What I'm gonna do, because these videos are very long, plus I really want to know if I'm gonna just be talking to myself here this whole time and the video is just gonna get blocked at the finish line, I'm gonna cut this in half and find out what's what, and we'll see what it is. So I'll know by next month exactly what to do here. But we're gonna go from the very first episode here. NBA Open Court, tallest tales of the NBA. I'm gonna link the original video down below in the description, like I do always. And it's got me a little nervous because the official channel is NBA Open Court. But I'm gonna link it down in the description, and we'll just see what happens, okay? The other thing that has me concerned is when I searched up NBA Open Court, immediately there was an advertisement on YouTube trying to sell it to me. So I know like it's actively licensed, and basically I don't have high hopes for this, but hopefully if you guys are listening to me ramble right now, that means we made it. We made it to the finish line. Anyways, you guys, end of the month. Let's kick back. Let's relax. Let's enjoy some old school stuff. A lot of you have asked for me to do the NBA Open Court thing, and we are finally here. So let's do this. Link is down below to the original video. Also, down there, you're going to see a list of channel members, and I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of new channel members. Very thankful, guys. This is, hopefully I say this right, Lyle, Ernst, Robbie G, and then Mastodon Knots. All of you, thank you so much for being here. Especially the timing is perfect for a video like this that is definitely going to get copyright claimed. So I appreciate you all. Guys, like the video. It helps out a lot. Hit that hype button. It's all good. Let's do this.
I think Charles came to play tonight. And a steal. Miller retreats from the
even the music is nostalgic.
Imploring the crowd. Jimmy Smith hitting the three. Big time plays here by Steve Smith.
And welcome to Open Court, tallest tales of the NBA. I'm Ernie Johnson, and this should prove to be some fun. I've got 7 pretty fair basketball players here to talk about just about anything we can think of. And to introduce the panel, we got a 4-time champion, Shaquille O'Neal, the newest member of the Turner Sports family. Hall of Famer, Dream Teamer, Charles Barkley is here. Hold your applause. One of the all-time great clutch shooters in NBA history, Reggie Miller, part of our 7-member panel. A 5-time All-Star and former Rookie of the Year, Chris Webb. In 14 years, he was an All-Star and NBA champion, Steve Smith. 5-time NBA champion with the Bulls and the Spurs, Steve Kerr. And finally, 2-time NBA champion and Shaq's favorite bum, Kenny the Jet Smith.
Get me some water, Kenny.
These men have a lot in common, including memories of their very first day in the NBA.
Philadelphia 76ers select Charles Barkley of Auburn University.
Actually, that style is back. No, it ain't. That's so old, it's back.
Eddie Johnson barrels down the lane.
With the Army, didn't he?
Block foul. They're going to score, though.
The Sacramento Kings select
Goodness gracious.
from North Carolina.
This has Ernie written all over it.
Still 10 on the shot clock. Kenny Smith. He's
What kind of pass was that? You didn't catch that, man.
This is Ernie all the way.
Come on, man.
Larry Miller of UCLA.
Oh, man, look at this.
Oh, wow.
Reg, I had that couch. I still have that couch. I like that couch.
still have that couch.
Think about that couch. Think about that couch. You can waste a lot of food on it. Nobody notice.
Number 50, the Phoenix Suns select
Steve Kerr.
University of
Nice look, Steve.
104 Suns.
The Miami Heat selects Steve Smith from Michigan State University.
Steve Smith is the
I always think of him as a Hawk, but that's right. He came out of Miami.
He's there, and then all of a sudden he just
How you get hurt?
trips over something. I don't know.
That's
With the
messed
first
up.
pick in the 1992 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic selects Shaquille O'Neal from Louisiana State University.
Anderson, tough shot, forced it. O'Neal an offensive rebound, bangs free. Jordan.
Oh, MJ got you.
That was Jordan.
93 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Chris Webber.
Yeah, Shaq. That wasn't me. That was Shaq made the phone call 5 seconds left. No, we don't roll away.
Has traded the draft rights to Chris.
That's nervous. You know, you trying not to show your nervousness, but you showing it in every movement.
Here comes Webber in the open court. Webber.
Move, Kenny, move, Kenny.
Webber all the way.
Oh, no. I don't think there's anything worse than front of the rim dunks.
I forgot I'm at work right now.
Some fond draft night memories and some of the lowlights of the careers of these seven. Hey, when you look around the room, Shaq, who do you think had the best pro debut, best NBA debut of the seven here?
I'm gonna have to go with Steve.
Why would you go with Steve?
His jumper looked nice. He was limited on his mistakes, and he looked good doing it.
Which Steve?
Which Steve? Steve Kerr?
Steve Kerr.
Wrong Steve. It was Steve Smitty. Steve Smith
you were talking
made
about
made it look easy.
He even crossed his leg. That's a good
You know what?
thing.
You know what?
He's in the Barca-Lounger over here, making it look easy.
No, you know what? I'm looking at my research. They were down by 15. You was faking that injury because there was nobody next to you. Nobody next to you.
I got hurt playing defense. I got hurt playing defense.
You playing defense?
Yeah. I got hurt.
You actually had 24 in your NBA debut,
Wow.
and that was your season high for your rookie season.
Wow.
How do y'all have
So-
24?
Say peeked out
I
early.
thought you had your rookie year.
Who did you play?
Kenny, did you start? Yeah, I started my rookie year.
But that was his first night in the
I was with the
NBA,
Heat.
and that
I was
was
at the point.
his season high.
Yeah.
So did you think they were all going to be that easy?
I did. For sure, because I had the ball in my hand. But I was playing with Glenn Rice, so I had to get the ball up a little bit. And the black hole, Ronnie Cycling. But we
Way to throw him under the bus. Good job.
Black hole.
Ronnie never threw the ball. Ronnie only had a career high of 3 assists. But it was, you know.
He loved Ronnie.
That's my guy, but he didn't pass.
He didn't pass.
Yeah, Reggie, what was your welcome to the NBA moment that you knew you had arrived and you were here?
Well, I'm not necessarily thought I had arrived, but game one of preseason. This is a preseason game one. And obviously I was playing with Charles's Auburn teammate and Chuck Person, and he comes up to me before the game and is like, watch this little love tap I give to Dominic Wilkins. I didn't know they had beef the year before. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And I'm sitting on the bench because I'm a rookie. None of us really started. And as soon as the jump ball went up, Chuck went right up to Dominique and gave him a forearm right in the throat. The bench is clear, everyone's getting up, and I'm standing on the
Holy
sideline.
crap.
And Herb Williams is next to me. I'm like,
Hold up. Rookie season, he played all 82, one start, that's it. 10 PPG, 49% shooting, brother.
Clear, everyone's getting up, and I'm standing on the sideline, and Herb Williams is next to me. I'm like, well, what should I do? He's like, Rookie, better get your behind out there and start fighting. That's how I knew I was part of the NBA. You had to, what you can't do now,
Right.
you had to clear the benches and run out there and get Chuck's back. But you know how Chuck was.
Oh,
Chuck
yeah.
was-
Oh, no question.
That's
He
wild,
would
man.
give it to
First
you.
game.
How about it? I mean, you recall, preseason games being that intense? Your first season?
Only one. Like, there was a noticeable difference. Like, the first couple games, we were screwing around. I was really nervous playing with Doc, Moses, Maurice Cheeks, Andrew, Tony, Bobby Jones, and those guys. And the first 3 or 4 games were, you're just trying to break a sweat and work on your stuff.
Wait, considering he played for Philly, let me guess it was when they played Boston that things got real.
And then we played the Boston
Yes.
Celtics.
They're huge rivals.
And you could just, I was like, wow, this is different. The locker room was quiet. And then a fight broke out during the game between Dr. J and Larry Bird. And it let me know, like, that was hatred between the Sixers and the Celtics. I mean, it was unbelievable intensity in a preseason game.
Yeah.
For all of you, I mean, when you reach this level, you're in the NBA. It's been a dream, I'm sure, when you're going to YMCA games at 8 o'clock in the morning and that kind of thing, and you're always thinking, boy, I'm playing the NBA someday. How does that feel when you finally realize that, Shaq?
Man, for me it was fun, because I grew up watching all these old timers.
Shaq's first career game against Miami. They won 32 minutes, 12 points, 4 for 8, 18 rebounds and 3 blocks. Okay, so he was a little shy on the trigger, but 18 rebounds and 3 blocks. Okay, I probably watched it.
Except for Chris, but it was fun. I said to myself, I made it. But the funny thing for me is, I didn't know the difference between preseason and the regular season. So when I first got to the Magic, I was playing all out preseason, and Scott said, "Hey man, calm down. The season ain't started yet." What you mean the season ain't started? We 3-0. We first in the conference. Preseason. What the hell is that? Yeah.
I think it's a lot more nerve-wracking than people realize. Because what you did in high school, like, okay, all of us are the big men in high school. But then when you go to college, you back to zero. I mean, you go back to zero. And then it's even worse.
Sorry, Chuck's rookie season, also played all 82. Yep, this is the way. Started 60 of those 82. 14 points a game, 8.6 rebounds a game.
When you get to the pros, because like I said, I didn't start. I was the number 5 pick in the draft, and I wasn't even really getting to play a lot in the beginning. But it's very nerve-wracking. And there's certain things that people take for granted. Like, number one, it's kind of like you're an alien. What I mean by it is they come and pick you one day and they drop you off in the city. So first thing you have to do is find a place to live.
Is Philadelphia bigger than Leeds?
just in that one little area. Ernie, you know what's something that's funny? You said that learning your way around these cities and trying to get there for practice in the morning or go out and get a meal.
Were you late a couple of times?
I was. Well, first of all, it took me a while because you're not getting paid. So they pick you up like the first week, because you really go right into training camp. And then most places you go somewhere. So it was very nerve-wracking. And then when I finally got a car, man, I just drove around trying to figure it out the first couple days. And it is hectic.
The biggest thing to me is there's two different things. There's when you first hit the playoffs, but then when you first actually be a rookie. Because all of us, when you're in college.
Let's see. Rookie season, you only played 61 games. I wonder what happened. Must have gotten injured. 13.8 points a game, 7 assists. Not bad, Kenny.
If you have a good game, that means your team is pretty much either going to win in college or going to be close to winning because you're dominating the game. I just remember my first time having a really good game in the NBA, and I'm looking up, and I got like 23 points going into halftime, and we're down 11 or 14 points. So the first time in your life that you couldn't really impose everything on the will of a game, and you go, wow, this is how great these players are, that you're not the opposing force no matter how great you're playing.
Steve, what was that first year like? You're playing for Cotton?
For Cotton Fitzsimmons. My experience was totally different than these guys.
He's the old longtime coach for the Phoenix Suns. In fact, he stuck around with the organization long after he was done coaching.
I was a late second-round pick. I didn't know if I was going to make the league. I was on a non-guaranteed contract. And I'll never forget one of my first exhibition games.
Oh, Kerr. 26 games his rookie season, 2.1 points a game. It's funny that out of all these guys, he ended up having, the most success as far as championships than anybody else on this panel.
We played the Bulls, and I was just trying to make the roster. And Michael Jordan gets the ball right in front of our bench.
Oh, yeah, I know the story.
And I'm already scared to death. Like, God, I hope I don't get into this game. I'm not ready for this stuff. And he holds the ball out. He holds the ball out, and he looks right at me. And I'm on the bench just kind of like, he holds the ball, and he goes, watch this. And he turns, he went right around Dan Marley, bam, dunks it, looks back at our bench, and just starts laughing. And I'm looking like, there's no way in hell I can ever make this.
Now I really don't want to.
I thought he looked at you and said, 10 years from now, I'm going to throw this to you. Yes, be ready.
I know I struggle with downtime. After practice, being in Miami, at 1 o'clock getting out of practice, and then you got a whole bunch of free time.
A lot of guys didn't struggle with the downtime.
I struggle. I really struggle.
Not on Washington, Collins, and Ocean. You wasn't struggling.
When I came to the NBA, being the #1 pick and coming behind Shaq, it was, it was pressure. So I wouldn't say I had the pressure of Steve saying, I might not make the team, but I have the pressure of expectations and, what do my peers think of me? Not what do they think of me, what am I make them think of me, what is this and that, but I remember going to 2 games specifically playing against a preseason game against Akeem, and I was nervous, I'm watching them, I'm just, because I'm still a fan, I've never met any of these players, so my first game, I'm a fan of Akeem. He's, I'm looking at his legs, looking at his tonics, I'm like, yeah, I had those shoes. I'm 2 years removed.
I see tonic shot.
Tonic, everything about Akeem, and I remember I drove it down the lane, I spun it, I laid it up, and, I made a little face, I'm so excited. When walking to halftime, he's like, nice move. Next time, give me a shoulder. And then the next time, Shaun Kemp came and I traveled, pump fake 3 times, and I came down the court. Shaun was like, hey, relax. Nobody's going to block your dunk. There's athletes in here. You just relax, you take it up. And I was like, wow, the veterans, they're cool because they'll knock you out coming to the hole, but they'll also give you a little bit of love. So my first year, I was a little in awe, but it helped a lot.
That's actually really surprising. From your opponents, they're all giving them advice.
We are just getting started here. We got to go, and we'll be back
Really
with
cool
more
story by C-Web.
Open Court, the tallest tales of the NBA.
I look over to the bench, and I see one of my idols telling Keith Kloss how to stop me. I see Kareem saying, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Now I'm pissed. Kareem, so I'm like, give me the ball.
Oh man, one of his many beefs was with Kareem. I guess they're okay now? But it seems like Shaq kind of fabricated the whole thing.
Miller for 3.
Bang.
And he got it. And it's 105, 105.
No push.
And a steal.
No big deal. Bang.
Nice.
Smitty does not get enough respect, man.
Couple of Motown moves.
Straight Mason.
I think Charles came to play tonight.
Like Chris Gallen, everybody highlights.
Yeah, 60-something? How many?
58.
58. This is a playoff game?
Yeah.
Smith for 3.
Yeah, we like to tease Kenny, but he was a crucial part of those championship teams.
What the heck?
Oh, I remember this is a 50-point game.
Yeah.
Oh, Webb got 50?
Here's Jordan.
Oh, Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Just imagine him right now, 2025, playing in this NBA.
Talking about
Crazy. I wonder if Steve Kerr ever would have imagined not only would he win 3 championships with Michael Jordan eventually, but he'd get into a fist fight with that guy too. Like, life is wild.
Great nights in the careers of all 7 of these players. The last image we saw there was you, Shaquille, and I don't know if when you consider your greatest nights, if it's a team thing or if it's an individual thing, but as a member of 4 championship teams and also a guy who has scored 61 points in a game, how do you classify it?
I'm gonna have to go with the individual thing, and that probably was my best game. That night, it was my birthday, and we had a party. So, usually
61 points, 23 rebounds.
So usually I go home.
Before or after the game?
No, after the game.
In the game.
Big party. So, usually I go home, eat lunch, take a nap, and get ready for the game. But we playing against the great Keith Kloss and the LA Clippers. I'm taking the night off. I got to get ready for the party. I got the Bentley, I got my suit, so I'm going to go, I'll shave. We're going to beat them. So we get out there, and they killing us. Now, everybody looking at me. So now I got to play. I didn't get my nap. I'm getting tired. So I'm just scoring. So I look over to the bench and I see one of my idols telling Keith Kloss how to stop me. I see Kareem saying, "You got to do this. You got to do that." Now I'm pissed. Kareem, so I'm like, give me the ball. So I'm scoring, and I get 61. I'm throwing lobs, and I'm actually kind of upset at Phil because I think we had like 5 minutes left, and he took me out. I think he did that because he didn't want me to score more than Mike. That's what I think.
Just saying. 61 points. 61 points, 23 rebounds against Keith Kloss.
Video game.
The great.
And still went to the party.
Jet, we saw your performance from long range in the finals on the greatest stage the game has. When you see that, what comes to mind about that night and about just that moment? And you saw your dad.
So my dad, actually, that was the Knicks finals, but when we played Orlando, that was probably the most memorable individual night, only because...
Hold up. So, okay, in the finals against Shaq, Kenny lit up 23 points a game, 8 for 13. Oh, this is just game one. 23 points, 8 for 13, 7 for 11 from the three-point line. Oh, he torched him.
We were Western Conference teams, and so we really didn't play against them that much. We only played against them twice. And so you might be catching them on a back-to-back. They might be catching us on the 3 nights and 5 games, whatever, three games, whatever. So you don't really feel like you're always your best in the regular season. So we didn't know what they were. And then all of a sudden, we're at our best, they're at their best, and they go up about 17 points. And we really didn't think we could beat them. And it was kind of a shocking wake-up call because they were young.
How does that make you feel now? You hear that?
I told Brian Hill we don't need to double. Listen, Akeem gonna get us 27. I'm gonna get my 25. Now, he doubling, and they just kept kicking out to Kenny, and I think you had, 7 threes again?
NBA record, somewhere like that. I lost count at like 5 or 6. The record book at that time. Hey, Reg, I lost count at like 5 or 6 at that time. 7 out of 11.
Listen, I kept saying, stop doubling them, man. Well, we got to stop Akeem. Well, they got to stop me too. Stop doubling.
Yeah.
You double and they kick it out, and then you got to worry about him. You got to worry about Big Shot Bob.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling because it's the biggest stage at the same time, and you're having one of your better games in a bigger stage individually. But it was more rewarding for the team because we didn't think we could beat them.
That was game one?
That was game one. Yeah. We were really shocked that they were that good.
Hey, Steve, when we've seen the video before, too, of the huddle beforehand.
I got to agree with Shaq a little bit on that. At a certain point, you got to stop doubling. If they're going to light you up for threes, you got to stop doubling. Yeah, who would have known? He started out with Steve Kerr being terrified of Michael Jordan because he's dunking and laughing and doing all that crap when he was a rookie. And then he ended up like this exchange happened.
That. And again, you talk about big stages where Kenny's talking about hitting all those threes. Game on the line in the NBA Finals, and it was your moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's been replayed on NBA TV several times, so I always have the TiVo ready and gather the family around. I mean, you know what? That's the moment that every kid dreams of, and to actually have lived it is pretty incredible. But, he
played 25 minutes that game, actually, 9 points.
I didn't have a great series, but I was having a decent game. I just made a few shots in the fourth. I was feeling pretty good. And Michael was always looking ahead to what was next. He was always kind of envisioning the next play. And he said during the timeout, he said, Stockton's going to come double team me, so be ready. And I looked way more confident in that shot than I really was. I was like, oh, my God. Okay. But I just said, you know what, just fire away. And that's the best advice anybody ever gave me was, don't think. Shoot.
Yeah, just shoot it.
As soon as you start thinking, that's when you miss. Mm-hmm. And I just made up my mind. If I got the ball, I was gonna shoot, and luckily it went in.
Hey, Charles, sometimes
I think of that when I see like these professionals missing free throws all the time. They're stuck in their head. They're thinking about shooting instead of just going through the motion.
You talk to a baseball pitcher who has a big night, and they'll say,
correction. They're thinking about missing. That's the problem.
I didn't feel it in the bullpen beforehand, didn't feel like I had my great stuff, and he throws a one-hitter. Is there any way to foretell a 56-point night?
No.
First of all, that wasn't my best game. That was the night I scored.
Oh, excuse me.
Best numbers.
No, that was the best. No, I'm saying that was
Best numbers.
No, I'm saying that was the most points I scored in the game. But I actually personally think Game 7 to get to the finals is the best game I ever played.
Yeah.
I had 44 and 24.
Yeah.
That was
It's a
actually
better
the
balance.
game against the Warriors was only a first-round playoff game. But to get to the finals, I remember
44 and 24. I take that any day over just a bunch of points. That's an awesome stat line. And in the Game 7, season on the line, yep.
it was Game 7s are no joke. But to get to the finals for my first time and to score 44 and 24, that's the best game I ever played. The game against C. Webb and those guys was just revenge.
That was by Byron Houston. We told Coach, don't let Byron Houston check the check. Like, no, he's strong. He's like, he's 6'1". Don't let him check Big Chuck.
Because that game was so funny because I remember
Byron Houston.
and I remember I went to the bench and I says, "You're not gonna double me?" He says, "Nope." Because I had a triple-double. I think that was Game 3. So I had a triple-double Game 1. I had about 8 assists in Game 2. So Nelly says, "We're not gonna double you tonight." I says, "You're not?" So I scored like 17 points the first quarter. So I run over again. I said, "Let me ask you, you're not gonna double me." He says, "You can get as many as you want." I said, "Okay."
Hey, you know, when we looked at that video of you hit 9 threes that night, we were looking at the video and what everybody on the panel was doing is saying, "Give us a straight face." There was no emotion on your face. It was just like, this is what I do.
It was. We were losing that game. But I think my individual game that I really remembered, I was traded for Steve Kerr and Derek Anderson from Portland.
Oh,
and it's the
Derek
business
Anderson.
of basketball. I drove up to Seattle to visit Bob Whitsitt, our general manager, because there was trade rumors about me getting traded. And he said, "Oh, no, Steve, you're not going anywhere." The next morning, I was traded. So, Kenny, I marked that game when we went back to Portland. I was 8 for 8 from behind the line, and I was really mad at Pop.
I remember.
Mad at Pop because he took me out, Rich. I wanted that. Let me have that game. 8 for 8. I got a text because I was going at Bob Whitsitt, the general manager.
You were glaring at it. He was
I
sitting
went at it. He was sitting with Paul
basket.
Allen, and every time I hit a shot, Reg, I kept looking at it. That was the game for me because I had X'd that game because he had told me you wasn't get traded.
Okay, so this is 2001, November 3rd. 36 points, 8 for 8 from 3.
Which that's the business. By the time I got back home from driving to Seattle, he traded me the next morning.
Wow. When we looked at your 51-point game, I don't know who was in that video more, you or Reg. It did come against the Indiana Pacers. What do you remember about that night?
I remember the whole night. I remember I usually wasn't late for games. I tried to get to the game. You know, it's an hour and a half. I wanted to get there like an hour 10 and get in my own.
Okay, so he's talking about, again, 2001, January the 5th. 51 points, 26 rebounds, 10 of those being offensive rebounds. Damn, C-Webb.
Space. In this game, I was later than that, and I, just wasn't feeling it. I grew up, Isaiah Thomas was one of my favorite players from the Pistons.
Yes,
he was
sir.
the coach. Reg, one of my favorite players. And Jalen, I just remember being uncomfortable. The game, getting there late, not feeling good, and then during the game, it just all came out. Kind of how you said, a picture. I didn't have any type of feeling. I knew I took a lot of shots, but I remember I kept missing layups.
I
remember
took a lot of shots.
No, Steve, I promise you, Steve, if you look at that game, I don't know how many shots I took, probably a million. I guarantee you I missed 13 tip-backs. I guarantee you I had to miss 10 layups that night. So
Damn.
I just remember that, had a lot of energy, took a lot of shots.
He went full Angel Reese that day. All right, you guys, so we're at the halfway point, and like I said on the intro, I gotta see if I can even put this on YouTube without it being blocked. So I'm gonna stop it here, do all that nonsense behind the scenes, and if you're watching this, that means we win, and that means we'll do part 2 for the After Dark tonight, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do for now. So far, this is great. It felt like it took a couple minutes to settle in, but now that these guys are comfortable with each other, like, Dude, there's like 40 something episodes of this, so this is going to outlast my YouTube career probably. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the After Dark, and before that, I'll see you all in the comments. Okay, like I said, hopefully if you're listening to this right now and you hear my voice, then we did it, and I'll definitely see you, and that means we can continue this on for many months to come. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a good time too. Like the vid, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Hit that subscribe plus if you want to support the channel, and most importantly, it's the be water, my friends.